Things are looking up now. Imagine this. 9 experienced hikers set up camp in a frozen Ural Mountains, only to meet a horrifying unexplained fate. Their tent is slashed open from the inside, their bodies scattered in the snow, some missing tongues, others with crushed bones but no scratches. What happened on that icy night in 1959? Was it nature's wrath or something even scarier? Welcome to the Dyatlov Pass Incident, one of the creepiest unsolved mysteries ever. Stick around and we'll break it down on this episode of Bold and Blunt.
Blunts!
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another Mystery Monday. I'm Stevie.
I'm Savannah.
And today we're diving into the Dyatlov Pass Incident, a chilling tale from 1959 that's baffled investigators for decades. 9 Soviet ski hikers vanished, only to be found in bizarre conditions. Let's unpack the facts, the freaky details, and the wild theories. Alright, in February 1959 in the northern Ural Mountains, Russia, 9 skilled hikers from Ural Polytechnical Institute, led by 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov, set out for the tough ski trek to the Oraton Mountains. They weren't amateurs, they were pros, trained for brutal winter conditions. They pitched their tent on a slope called Kyalat Saikal. It's Dead Mountain, I'll put that on there, tell me what it is. A guy, Yuri Yudin, turned back the day before due to illness, and lucky for him, he was the only one that made it home alive. Alright, so the discovery of the bodies. When they didn't check in, a search party went looking. On February 26th, they found the tent. It was buried in snow and slashed from the inside. Footprints led 1.5 kilometers into the woods, some barefoot, some in socks, in minus 30-degree weather. At a cedar tree, 2 bodies were found, half-dressed, next to a dead fire. 3 more were between the tree and the tent, like they tried to crawl back, and then months later, 4 more were dug out of a snowy ravine, 75 meters deeper in the woods. Some of the freaky details: one hiker, Lyudmila, I'll put her name, sorry for the disrespect, no disrespect intended, was missing her tongue, eyes, and part of her jaw with no explanation on how. Some had crushed ribs and skulls, but no external wounds, like they'd been hit by a car without a car, which is ow. And then their skin was an eerie orange-brown, and one young girl had gray hair. Like they sucked the life force out of this young girl's body.
Dude, that's weird as fuck.
And for all of them, like, it's not like there was one normal death. Like, all of them were all, it was crazy.
They were all just some weird shit.
It was
that
all
happened
found
to
in some
them.
crazy ass conditions. Imagine 75 meters. 75 meters is a long way.
Yeah, no,
That shit was drugged. They got dragged. All right, so there was an investigation. The Soviet investigation was an absolute mess. Autopsy said 6 died of hypothermia, which makes sense because it was negative 30 degrees. But 3 had insane trauma, crushed chests, and head injuries. Lyudmila's missing tongue, there was no clear cause on why she was missing her tongue. Like, they can't explain that. Why? Some clothes had traces of radiation on them. They tested them and found radiation on their clothing.
How?
It had to have been one of them Russian monsters. You know, like the ones they were experimenting on, the Stranger Things shit.
Had to.
It had to have been some upside down world shit, dude. Had to have been.
Dude, that's fucking crazy.
Insane. It's absolutely insane. So the official report called it a compelling natural force, then shut down the case. Files were hidden for years, only released in the 80s, so another, 30 years later. And then the lead investigator, Lev Ivanov, even claimed he saw glowing orbs in the sky, but was told to, quote-unquote, drop it. But I'm telling you, they were fucking around with them fucking Montauk monsters type shit, and they created them fucking super things. It might be the Demogorgon.
I was just about to say that.
The Demogorgon. Just fucking people's lives up.
Because, I mean, hey, you know how The Simpsons predicts the future?
This is the thing. If y'all are watching Stranger Things and don't think it's a real thing, there's a lot of CIA and all these different kind of classified documents coming out that are proving that this shit, they really happened. It's not a lie. Oh, Thanos?
Yeah.
Bro, it blew her fucking mind. What was it, like $25,000 or like $13,000 or something like that?
No, it was like $118,000.
That's facts. Just to see if you could snap with the golden
Thanos hands.
The government's crazy.
With all the Infinity
And I'm gonna tell you,
Stones.
the Russian government's probably crazier than ours is.
And I mean, probably, but they're not over here spending $118,000 trying to fucking snap their fingers with the fucking golden
Instead,
hand.
they're spending all their money creating monsters that can rip people up and eat their insides without even touching their outsides. I'm glad to live here. I'd rather, hey, I know for a fact that you can't snap your fingers if you have a golden fucking gauntlet on your hand. I don't know if I go out into the wilderness out in Russia if I'm going to be eaten by a fucking radiation monster.
That's actually facts.
Thank God to be in America.
I guess. We can still barely go.
So theories on this, and there are quite a few theories on this. 2021 study says a rare slab avalanche where a hard snow layer slides hit the tent. They cut their way out, fled in panic, and froze. Computer models match the chest injuries. Recent videos from the past back this up. I don't see that. I mean, maybe if you got hit with it and it's just frozen ice, I don't know if ice is gonna cut you. I've had an icicle cut me before, like fall and cut me.
That's facts.
Like if it's frozen hard slab, that shit is sharp, bruh. I don't know if some of y'all never seen snow in your life. It's not as fun as what you think it is, especially when that shit hardens up and freezes. That shit hurts. I've slipped on that shit and just fell and gotten up with just scrapes and cuts all over myself. You know what I mean?
No, it's probably one of the worst experiences of my life.
I'm slowly getting into it. It's that southern inner that I'm trying to mend it with the Colorado.
Look, I've been here over 10 years. And I fucking hate it.
So why this one fits, it explains the injuries and why they ran half-dressed, why it's doubted there's no huge avalanche signs were found in 1959. So there's a shift like that, avalanche is usually, it's like an earthquake. It kind of registers as a low-end earthquake. So if they had no Richter scale, they had nothing like that going off, then like it doesn't really explain a whole shift of that big of an ice chunk. Like that, it would have to be a big ass fucking sheet of ice. I don't think the avalanche one's correct. I'm not gonna lie to you. Theory number 2: we have secret Soviet weapons. Radiation on clothes sparked rumors of military tests gone wrong, maybe linked to a nuclear disaster nearby in 1957. Did they stumble upon a test zone? Did they just do test radiation and nuclear bombs out there? Why it's shaky? Radiation was low, and mummification explains the orange skin. So they mummified. Because that does make sense too, because it was months later that they found them buried in snow. But even then, I don't think they would mummify. You would think they'd be like blue. They'd freeze. They'd be like white and blue.
Exactly. That's just... I just keep thinking about the little girl with the gray hair and...
Could you imagine, like, and an avalanche? Maybe in times of stress, you know, like that would be ultimate stress. But I don't see you going completely gray, just in an hour. And I don't know. I won't say an hour, but like in that time frame, like I don't understand.
I don't think so.
It would be terrifying to have my hair just go straight gray.
I don't think it would do that.
Okay. Number 3. A Yeti attack. A Russian document suggested a Yeti did it. There's even a blurry photo somewhere that shows it. So I'll have to scourge the internet. Hopefully, if I find it, I'll put it over here. You know how we do it on the pictures. But there's actually a picture of a Yeti somewhere out in the Dyatlov Pass. So maybe it might be a Yeti. There are a lot of big feet. There's a lot of Bigfoot everywhere. There's swamp apes. Or skunk apes. Why it's nuts, why everybody's throwing it out, there's no tracks, there's no proof, and it's a blurry photo of white in a snowstorm.
That's
it could literally be anything. Like, all right, the 4th theory on this is infrasound panic. Wind making weird sounds could have driven them mad, forcing them to flee. It's a cool idea, but it doesn't explain the injuries, or they would have just froze to death. Like, it's the fact that their skulls are crushed, that their tongue is missing, that their jaw is missing, that their eyes are gone, that they got rib cages completely shattered, but there's no internal or external injuries. Like, that shit, it has to be like an extraterrestrial force at that point. Like, it has to be like aliens to where it can, like, It has like I don't know what they have. You know what I mean? But like they gotta have some type of weapon or something that'll fuck you up.
I'm genuinely thinking Demogorgon. Because look, you remember that one episode or that one season of Stranger Things whenever fucking what was his name? Eddie, I think,
Mhm.
met up with that cheerleader girl and she was up on his fucking ceiling.
Yeah. That is
That's no
fact.
external injuries, but her bones was all twisted and fucked up.
That's fucking true, bro. That's true.
And that entire season was all about that type of
That's
shit.
true. And how many those 3 people that done got it? Max got it at the end. She just survived from her had
Exactly.
like 4 bones broken. That could explain it, I'm not gonna lie, because telekinesis and that shit is real. It's real. MK Ultra.
And look, y'all might think we're crazy, but just hear us out.
Yeah, facts. Conspiracy theorists have won the last 15 rounds, so just listen to us for once, please.
That's the whole point of this.
Facts. The final one is UFOs. They think that it was extraterrestrial aliens. The glowing orbs Ionov saw, UFOs fans ran with it, and we're talking about, oh yeah, it's it. There's no evidence on it. There's no pictures of it. There's just one man saying he saw orbs, which he might have gotten punched in the head and been seeing stars. You know, we don't know. We don't know. There's no proof on it. It's just people running with shit and trying to solve what the fuck happened. But it's still an unsolved case here. What, 60 years later? 70 years later?
And look, you see the time period. There was drugs.
That's true. It was late 50s. But in Russia, I don't know about Russia, bro. Russia, they're stingy. They are hardcore on their drugs. They don't do that shit. Brittany Griner got locked down for how long? Just for a wax pen.
Yeah, but Russians still do cocaine.
That's true. At that point, you think you'll survive anything. You just stay high. I'll run through the snow in my underwear. What you gonna say to me? Hopped up on cocaine, boy.
Yeah, that's my biggest thing. They do cocaine and they drink a lot.
And a lot of vodka. And that'll make you think that you're Superman and your body's warm. Who knows? Maybe they did. If you have any explanation or any theories as to what the hell happened, if you want to do your own research and kind of look into this shit and it's your new life mission, you let us know your update. Russia reopened the case in 2019, sticking with the avalanche idea in 2020, but not everyone's convinced. It spawned books, documentaries, and even the horror film or the movie Devil's Pass. I don't know if you've seen that movie. I've watched it before, and once I saw what this was about, I was like, "Oh fuck, it's the real story." Because I knew it was based on a true story. Crazy shit. That one is some crazy shit. The Dyatlov Foundation keeps searching for the truth, and tourists still visit the pass. I don't even give a fuck. And shit was crazy. Shit was crazy. I think it was a fucking Demogorgon. If you think I'm stupid, tell me in the comments.
I think it was a Demogorgon.
That's 2 for 2. So if you disagree, you lost. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Love y'all. All right, y'all. Y'all tune in to Bold and Blunt. Make sure you go up to that search bar. Type in Savannah's Cajun Kitchen. Go ahead, subscribe, comment, like, do all that good shit on that page. We're trying to get that page spread. She's the official cook for Bold and Blunt, so any of the shit that you see us doing on here, she's the one that cooks it. So if you want to see anything like that or any cooking videos, any southern shit, make sure you go and like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe to it. I'm going to say it again. Subscribe. Stop being a bitch.
Subscribe.